Evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Master Class. Mr. Orchard, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Another day in paradise.
Right?
Another Master Class in the books.
That's right.
Um,
Another season in the books. Yeah.
yeah. Guys, gals, drop in the chat where you're tuning in from. We got Kansas, South Dakota, PA, Missouri, and I'm sure we're going to have more dropping in there. Yeah, no, things are great. I'm seeing everybody's swap meet finds on the Facebook pages, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, I know you've been hard at work in the shop, so you can free up some desk space.
Yeah. I have. I sure have. Yeah, I've got the Texan off the bench and the pea shooter,
Yeah,
P26 pea shooter that I've been working on. It's nearly done. It's got a couple of small details that I've got left to wrap up. And latest video is on my YouTube channel, and I was able to wrap up all of the rigging wires. It's a lot of wires on this plane.
yeah,
Got them all done, and plane looks really, really sharp right now. So it's just adding a few more details to really make it start to pop. And like I say, just add little things gives it more layers, and so more things to look at and brings it to life. So be glad to have that done, and that way I can really start in earnest on my quarter scale race plane. It's going to be awesome.
yeah. I'm dropping your last two videos here in
Oh,
the
nice.
chat for everybody to check out. Because you got the light at the end of the tunnel, and then the art of scale rigging
Yep.
wires.
Yep. The rigging wires were a labor of love. New technique for me. And that's what I like to tell people all the time. If you want to learn something, pick one subject and use that subject to learn everything that you're going to learn. Learn how you do that technique on that model. And by the time you've built it, you've got a new skill.
Right.
And that's what I needed in order to go on to the Model 44, is learn how to do those rigging wires. So really good stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It looks awesome. I love the paint scheme on it.
Yeah, I was a sucker for the olive version too.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks really sharp. Really
Yeah,
sharp.
yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan. Ah, more
Well,
people coming in. Love it. Absolutely love it.
where do you want to start, my man, with the Texan?
Okay, well, I do want to let you guys in on the know. So the model is on the floor over here in my basement. That's why it's not in frame because it is big and awkward, like a lot of us tend to be at the flying field. But the Texan I had outside on Saturday, it was still really quite cold. But I was able to get the engine fired off and I was able to dial in a throttle curve in my radio. Did not get any video because it was so cold on idle. The engine got cold and I couldn't get it started again. But more engine running to come once things start to warm up. Brian, you have given me license to do what now with this airplane?
You got to fly it.
Uh, Drop a
Hold on.
comment if you
Hold on.
think I should fly it.
This just in. Mr. Clean approves.
Not again.
I've been holding on to that for this last one.
Oh, I know you have. You did a good job putting that together, man. That's pretty great.
Uh,
Yeah, so the Texan, I am gonna try to fly it. When I don't know, I'll keep you posted, Brian. But I want to get a proper receiver installed in that.
mhm.
The one that's in there, I would not trust with this particular airplane. It means too much.
Yeah,
Uh,
like I said, and everybody agreed last show too that you gotta at least get her up once.
Yeah, well, I'm a member of a new club in the area. Well, a new to me club, DCRC, and really phenomenal flying site, really nice facility, nice long runway and approach area. So maybe I'll take it out there so that I have a little bit more wiggle room.
Hmm.
And the the runway might be a little more forgiving on the landing gear. So my field is rough on retracts. Let me just tell you how many times I've had to repair landing gear because of my
Yeah.
field. Yeah, so that's the latest update. So she is effectively ready for some taxi testing and just overall groundwork. Once I get a receiver in there, we'll go out and do some of that and do like range tests and all of that stuff. So everything
Nice.
else is normal end of model build stuff.
Well, I got to
Um,
make a trip out there, so we'll make sure to like film a whole video of it. So how about that? We'll make it fair, so that way, if for some reason things don't go as planned, you could blame it on me.
well, I would never do that because I would be the pilot. So ultimately, I'm responsible for the aircraft and safety. So if anything happened to you, I'd feel terrible. If anything happened to the plane, I would feel not as terrible, but I'd still feel terrible. But we do have a number of people to thank at the end of this project. We would be remiss if we did not. We had a number of partners and companies involved in this. And so first I want to thank the Academy of Model Aeronautics, appreciate their organization and the things that they provide for us as pilots, but also us as builders. They provide a wonderful plans service where
Mhm.
we were able to get the plans for this specific model. It's tremendous that they still do print plans in a day where everybody buys ARFs. So
Yeah.
thank you to the Academy. Master Airscrew, thank you very much for the propeller. It looks great on the front of this airplane. I don't think a classic build like this would be complete without such a nice prop on the nose of it.
Yeah.
Deluxe materials, so many, so many things from Deluxe materials. Fiberglass, glues, um, epoxy stuff, uh, easy coat, easy coat. That's what it was. Look, I was trying to remember the stuff. Even this fun stuff that I now keep in my drawer, the tacky wax, really useful stuff. This is great for your model building supplies, so check them out. Um, and of course, our
They did
suppliers.
the micro balloons too that you
Yes,
used as well, right? Mhm.
correct, correct. The micro balloons, the special glue. I forget. Oh, I'm so bad with names. But yeah, the special glue that we use to glue on the 3D prints. Um, yeah, the fiberglass cloth that I used was from them as well. Um, and it's just it great materials, great products. I'm using their two-stroke oil, their engine oil for my mix in my airplane engine right now, and it's great clean burning stuff. I'm not seeing hardly any nasty residue from it, even though it's 15-to-1 mix ratio. It's great stuff. Just because I'm breaking in that engine right now, so really cool. Suppliers, we've got Fiberglass Specialties. They had the cowl. They apparently also have the canopy if you need a canopy. McMaster Cars, where I got new main wheel axles as well as springs for the Oleos. Since Robart was going through a transition, they didn't give us full access to all the parts because they were handing over all old inventory to the new owners. So, Mike Vassar, thank you. Thank you so much for your guidance there. Really, really strong MVP part of this project. Um, BAPS Auto Body and Paint. And that's a place here where I live in Frederick, Maryland. It's an auto body paint shop, and they were able to provide the color match paint for this project. I mean, great paint is hard to come by, and great people who are able to work with you on your special projects, even harder to come by. So thank you so
Mhm.
much to them. Um,
Who was the cow from again, Joshua?
oh yeah, Fiberglass Specialties.
I'm dropping links to
Oh,
everybody
you're
in the
oh
chat.
yeah, sorry, I'm talking too fast, aren't I?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So our honorary consultants, my club, Frederick Model Aircraft Club, because I love bouncing ideas off of those guys, and they tell me what I'm doing wrong, and they're not afraid to tell me what I'm doing wrong. I love you guys to death. Thank you so much for your advice and your heckling. I appreciate your camaraderie and brotherhood. It's a lot of fun to be with you guys. And then Chad Veach, thank you so much for having built this model before, talking to me about control throws as well as working out the correct center of gravity where we don't have this boat anchor on the front of the model anymore.
That was a piece of work, though. I mean, that
Oh
took
yeah,
some time.
yeah. No, this is a solid piece of cut steel, and then this is a solid piece of lead.
Mhm.
It's massive, absolutely massive amount of weight right here. That's why I say it's a boat anchor. Foreshadowing? Yeah, so thank you to all of those people. And last and certainly not least, I want to thank you, Brian, and everyone at Dubro for supplying all of the parts and the time and providing this venue
Yeah.
to have this forum, to have this discussion and get people involved in building again. So Dubro has been the anchor of this whole thing. So thank you very, very much. Appreciate it, Brian.
It's not me. I'm just the guy that runs the background.
Well, you played your
But
part.
no, it's great too because we get I've probably talked to everybody in the chat via email. And it was cool when we started last season because we had a lot of guys that were building their first ever models. And following along and seeing those come from start to completion has been really cool. Along with when we do the giveaway questions, the trivia questions and stuff. And I love hearing about what everybody's building on the bench. And there's a few guys that have given me a hard time about where's the progress of your minuet, which I appreciate because I need that kick in the butt once in a while. But I think it's really cool. And like I said, I watch a lot of the Facebook pages, and it's cool to see now that we're doing this what guys and gals are picking up at the swap meets and what they're planning on putting on the bench, and hopefully taking some of the knowledge that you gave, Joshua. You're definitely the brains behind the operation here, and applying that to you know making some of these, flying works of art fly again. So yeah, it's cool. Someday I will get to this guy over here,
Yeah.
but and that'll be fun. But no, I think it's great, and I think it's nice, and I think you're seeing more and more folks coming back into building. I know I saw back here. Jerry dropped in the chat. He's using some Dubro products on a Hanger 9 Christian Eagle.
Nice.
So that's cool, And then RJ did ask a question. Is Dubro going to sell deluxe materials? There's no plans for that currently. I know Horizon and Tower Hobbies is like their main distributor. So if you guys are looking for some deluxe and don't want to pay the overseas shipping, pick it up from either of those two entities.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Cool, dude.
You got a trivia question? I think we need to kick this off right.
Okay. I'm down.
Let's give away a hardware kit.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. So this trivia question is more for those who have followed along. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm sorry, you've missed it all.
Speed scrolling back through the episodes.
Yeah,
it's not Google this time. It's
watch
speed
everything
scrolling.
on 10 times speed real quick. So, Brian, I want you to choose the best response in your opinion.
Okay.
Um, so, what did you learn or enjoy the most from this season?
Okay. All
That's
right.
it. Simple question.
What do you think yours was, Joshua? What did you
Oh,
have the most
jeez.
fun with on this rehab
Um,
project?
honestly, as silly as it may be, the 3D printed oil cooler scoop.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
I had a lot of fun trying to figure out how to model that because I'm not good at lofting in CAD. It's not exactly my strong point. I can do basic geometric structures and do chamfers and stuff like that, but doing that sort of thing, uh, yeah. I enjoyed that challenge. It was good. It was a lot of fun, and I'm pleased with the result too.
I like this one. The soldering video session from the hotel room. That's good. Keep them
Yeah.
coming, guys. I'm with Steve and Dave. I took a lot away from the fiberglass repair
Well, that's
work that you
fair.
did.
That's fair. Yeah.
I think that was super educational. Um, refurbishing the finish from Peter. Yeah. I think everybody really enjoyed the soldering session in the hotel room. And if you guys missed that, Joshua gave a whole thing on soldering, and he was in a hotel room for work, and we were all waiting for the FBI to bust through the door as if
Yeah.
he was soldering a bomb together or something. Um, I,
Yeah, that
I
was fun.
let's go with Mitch's trying to keep the model as original as possible in the workaround because I knew that was a key thing that you wanted to do. So I'll give that to Mitch. Mitch, shoot us an email, orders@dubro.com, and let me know what size standard or metric kit you would like to get, my friend. Um, Paul, the bomb making seminar from the hotel room. Yep. Yep.
You guys,
That was
gonna get me in trouble.
it was either that or the fire alarm was going to go off. You know, the things that
But I mean,
modelers
it's such
do
a
to get
small
progress.
amount of smoke from that flux. Come on. Jeez. No, I think the point that Mitch makes is very. I think that's a very nice compliment for me. At least I'm going to take it that way, and I hope that's not too presumptuous, Mitch. That really was my goal from the start because I truly do respect other people's work. And I think when someone does a good job, as someone who's restoring a model, you can go one way and say, "Oh, well, my vision of the model is this way," and that's okay too. But
Sure.
when you set off to do a restoration like this, I just didn't want to do too much that would take away with what was already done so well.
Mhm.
I did add a couple of things like the panel, the instrument panel. Thank you, Logan. Oh my gosh, Logan Jones, my
Yeah.
buddy Logan. um, yeah, and then adding fabric to the control surfaces for just that little bit of detail on
Mhm.
there to differentiate from the metal covering. I mean, just little stuff like that to help accent work that's already been done. Because honestly, I celebrate any builder out there because we're all on this journey together, and I think it's super fun that people try.
So here's a good conversation. So where do you draw the line from preservation to turning it into a whole new thing?
Um,
I knew
I
this was
think
going to stump you. This is payback.
I don't know that it's a stump. I would say that the way I'm going to answer this, you may not like. I think it's really it's a fine line between what you're intending to do with the model and
Mhm.
what condition the model is in.
In. Okay.
So
I felt
rewinding a
like
little
that
bit,
was going to be your answer.
yeah. So while I'm talking, if you want to drop a link to the playlist for my Piper Tri-Pacer,
Yeah,
on my YouTube channel, because that's a
sure.
really great example of this, where the model that I got from a swap meet, but I wanted to restore it because I had a friend who had a full scale version. But I was trying to make it look like his and work with the bones that I had been given, and some of those bones were very questionable. Very, very questionable. I essentially had to rebuild the entire empennage and rear end of the airplane. How the vertical and horizontal stabilizers didn't just completely fall off in transit home, I'm still trying to figure that one out. But yeah, like that's the defining line. You have to find a balance point, and uh, when I say like if you go back and rewind it, even at the beginning of this series, we started off by just cleaning
Hmm.
and examining, and that's where you get to know the model. You're establishing a rapport, and what is the model telling you? What does it need? Because as you clean, as you wipe away decades of neglect, you're also discovering hidden damage and what accidents may have happened that caused it to sit for decades, and what sort of repair is involved in that. You get to know the model, and so sometimes your intention may change as you dive in a little bit more. um, there are some things that you just can't fix. I have a tail mounted in my shop of a Corsair. um, the wing looked fine, but it pancaked. And those who know the Corsair, the gull wing, yeah, if you pancake that wing, that spar, even if you repair it, I'm never going to trust that spar ever again. And so
Hmm.
I intentionally retired that model because of that, because I wanted to be a safe pilot. And so there are those lines, those decision-making points that you really have to weigh and find a good balance.
I'm dropping a link. Joshua has a video on dope and coverall that he recently did.
Yeah,
So I'll
I do.
drop a link to that in the chat. You could check that out.
Excuse me. Yeah, I did. That was another airplane that I did as a study for the Model 44, the quarter scale racer, because I had never done nitrate dope and SIG coverall.
Hmm.
Sorry, butyrate dope. This was butyrate dope. Um, so yeah, I had to teach myself how to do that. All right. So another question that I have that I would like a discussion on is what would you guys like to see for another season?
Ooh.
Um, Brian and I both sort of collectively came up together trying to figure out, what would we do for a season two? And I thought that restoration would be an easy one because you go into an unknown model and unknown hardware. It's easy to just go and buy a whole bunch of Dubro products and put them on there. Um, Thankfully, this model already had a lot of Dubro products in it, so there wasn't a whole lot. But Brian, you did send a lot, um, and it's been a really fun time restoring this model. Now that there are any number of different topics we could cover, we could cover foam building, we could cover boat building, we could cover any number of things. There are lots of different things that we could
We
just
could
even
cover.
touch on. I know, right? Like, I know there's been interest in the past about doing CAD work for 3D printing. Not exactly Dubro, but it
Hmm.
is.
Yeah.
It'd have to find the right application. Um, Building from a plan. We essentially did that last season, or first season, when we built the minuet. Um, Everything was laser cut. We built over top of plans. Brian glued his build to the plans. Throw you under the bus, buddy.
Mr. Clean approves.
Thank you for that. We could do some more fiberglass work. We could talk about foam sculpting. A lot of people have asked about how I do wing fillets, and so like to me that's like, oh, that's easy, but whatever. Modifying
Modifying.
Dynamic RC, could you elaborate a little bit more on that while we look at other comments?
Jerry says building an ARF with Dubro replacements. And I'm getting a text message, ARF upgrades and why. We get that a lot, believe it or not. You know, a lot of, you know, some guys don't like the hardware and the accessories that come in some of these kits. So I know that's a good one. Beginner's Corner, I think was covered in season 1, but I think there's some things there we could dive right into that may not have been covered.
Sure.
All electric scale Warlord with some details that are. It says Warlord, but I see what he says. Yeah, Warbird. Somebody told me they were eating sinners earlier, and they meant to say dinner. Autocorrect on a text. Yeah. I was like, what? I was like, using Dubro stuff, hinge grades, retracts.
Kit bashing. That's
I don't
what
know
you
what
mean.
that means.
Okay.
Park flyers, foam construction method. Dave is rebuilding an old Sterling D7. I drove from the Detroit area to near Daytona, Ohio to pick up wings for it from RC Barn. Very cool.
You. Nice.
From a plan or scratch build foam.
Yeah.
3D print an entire plane. I've seen a lot of guys doing that lately.
Yeah, it's hard for me to buy into 3D printed planes. I think it's a cool technology, absolutely. It just they're never going to be as nice as I want them to be because of all the lines. That's why I never want to do it.
Applying color dope nitrate over solar text.
I think I know what you mean. So solar text isn't made anymore, but SIG coverall would work just fine, and SIG does offer some colored dope. Yeah.
ARF upgrades. Terry's in the house.
Yep. All right, Brian, what ARF are you buying me?
I mean, check the mailbox. I like that. We can get some ARFs. That should be easy enough for me.
Yeah, you could do an ARF pretty easy. Yeah. And we'll make you build the whole thing. I won't get a plane. That way you actually finish something.
Easy, bud. Easy.
I'm
going to Toledo. My plan is to find a plane at Toledo.
Okay,
so good. Everybody's got to come by the Dubro booth and buy as much as possible so I have enough room to bring it back in the truck.
Yeah, and again, guys, I will not be at Toledo this year. Wanted to, but have other commitments. But I am going to my local swap meet, the Lebanon RC Expo in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. I will be there. I will have a table selling stuff. Going to go over some of the stuff I'm doing. I like these ideas, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some great stuff
in my PBY, that was fun. I'm still working on it. Still need to really fly that plane yet. Weather's been awful. Like some more coverage on 3D printing. What parts would you make and which you wouldn't make? How to determine the strengths you need and which filaments you should use. Ooh, that's a deep, dark rabbit hole. Newport 28 replica ARF. Yeah.
I think what we could do, just because we're all bouncing ideas off here, we could do an ARF. We could do some upgrades with some 3D printing. some
Yeah.
decorative upgrades,
Yep.
and go through all the hardware, see what we would change out and why, and kind of go from there.
Sure. Yeah, no, I think it's a there's a lot of different things that 3D printing can take, and there's a lot of questions around it. And I know that I don't have all the answers too. And I think
Mhm.
that would be a really good community engagement opportunity too.
Sure.
Um, I there are guys that swear by PLA, but my experience with PLA is like I've watched it melt in the sun. I
I
just
feel I feel like we could do a midsummer roundtable discussion
oh,
with some 3D printing folks.
we could probably put that together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jerry
yeah.
says Josh loves flying wires.
I do. I love landing wires. I love all the wires. I am not a person to play favorites with wires. I think they're all my favorite.
This is hot off the wire. Toledo live stream as one episode. We could I could do a live stream from Toledo.
Yeah,
Maybe Joshua could
I could
dial in
join
if
in.
he's available.
Yeah, I could join in if it's the right time.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk later.
Okay, we can talk offline.
Sig T Clip 70 would be a fun one. Um, Ryan Elliott, advanced building techniques such as molding balsa,
Ooh,
working with blocks, hollowing, etc.
that's a good one. Yeah, a number of people have asked about that too. We touched on it a very little bit on the minuet. But yeah, a deeper dive into those techniques. Yeah, that very good point. Thank you, Ryan.
Bradley says servo lessons. Seems so many good and bad options. Maybe best budget finds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Two,
that's that's a touchy subject too, because like you
yeah,
get the people who are like brand
mhm,
loyalists and
yeah.
yeah, that's but
Two verse,
I see the benefit, yeah, for sure.
yeah. 2 verse 3 fuel line connection.
Yeah. Do you know what he's talking about there, Brian?
Yep.
Okay.
Sig T clips would be a good choice as it builds as a glow or electric.
Yeah. Yeah, most ARFs these days do typically
Hmm.
fly glow or electric,
Yeah.
um, even gas or electric. Uh,
Mm,
so I mean
I know.
the Seagull pea shooter I'm wrapping up here came with provisions for gas or electric, so it's like you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
All great
yeah,
suggestions.
yeah, really.
So,
uh,
so which one was your favorite?
I don't know. I gotta go.
Jerry put this very perfectly. Servos and radios are like Ford versus Chevy and Dodge. I'm not a Dodge guy, but
I I have nothing more to say. That is
yeah.
perfectly said. Yeah.
All right. All right. I
All
like it.
right. All right. Lots of good ideas. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. That was awesome.
So I do want to touch on, yeah, so I mentioned that I'm going to my Lebanon RC Expo. I will be there. Say hi. Come say
You have
hi
a
if you find
table
me. I do. It's in
preview of
the
what you got?
East Hall, I think they said I'm in. So yeah, preview of what I'm taking um, to Lebanon. I've got a couple of engines I'm going to try to sell. I've got a Moki 1.8. It's a single cylinder. It's not multi-cylinder Moki that are synonymous with the brand. It's an old engine. It's fine. As far as I can tell, it's never seen a drop of fuel. I have a Cox 049, some stuff like that, just a couple of stuff that I'll be selling as well. I have one airplane, complete airplane that I am parting with, and that is my GBZ. This has been a hard one. I've come to the conclusion that it's time for my GB to move on. It is a McKellar design. This was offered years ago at Manzano Laser Works. It's no longer offered. It is the 42-inch version. So effectively, they took the parts that were originally placed on 4-inch wide planks, and they were able to put them on 6-inch wide planks, and they just sort of scaled it up 150% from the original McKellar designs. So 42-inch wingspan, has E-flite Power 15 motor in it, 40 amp ESC. You can put a 3S2200 up to 4,000 on it. Really nice flying airplane, and of course some nice scale details. It's a little bit old now. Built it and flew it. First flew it back in 2015. So it gives you a little bit of history there. Had some repairs done to it over the years. Put some carbon fiber reinforcement in the horizontal stabilizer, some reinforcement in the vertical because like to tip over. Wheel pants. Wheel pants are a thing on grass. Models want to tip over, especially if they're small like this. Other plane that I'm selling will be a Micro Bird of Time. That's from J&H Aerospace. It's a Bird of Time powered glider, but it only has the servos in it. You can pick up the motor and prop and a cheap ESC from J&H Aerospace pretty easily. And it's a hoot, but I just never flew it. So I flew it a handful of times, had my fun, and I'm just not a glider. I've determined I'm just not a glider guy. And then other than that, I'm still trying to figure out what other junk I have. I use all my junk. That's just it. But if there are any 3D printed parts, if you're going to be there and you need something 3D printed, give me a holler. I might be able to just throw something on the printer for you. Happy to do that for you guys. Give me a couple of bucks for filament, call it a day. But that's it. Pretty simple. Yeah, that's all I got. What are you selling? What are you selling at Toledo, Brian?
Dubro parts.
Which ones?
All of them.
What
we will here I'm sharing this. I found a video of the GBZ.
Oh
Is that
yeah,
the correct one?
yeah. That's an oldie but a goodie. Goodness.
So
Yeah.
there it is. We will have some really good show specials at the show. So if you guys are looking for some stuff, we've already been talking about them and things like that. So be sure to stop by the booth. If you're going to be at Toledo or Dayton Model Rama, we'll be at both in April. So some pretty good show deals going on. I know last year we kind of ran short on some of the bigger tire sizes, so we'll have more of the bigger tires for you guys. And
Hand sanders. You guys
yeah,
ran out of hand sanders last year too.
they're already getting prepped up, ready to get packaged up. So,
Nice.
and we'll have a combo pack if you pick up all 3 hand sanders at the show. I'm not sure what the price is, but it'll be a significant savings for all 3 sizes if you get all 3. Plus, we'll have all the replacement paper, things like that. If you guys need anything special, it doesn't hurt to order us, email us at orders@dubro.com. I know last year somebody needed an inflator valve. We typically don't bring just the inflator valves. So things like that, you guys can shoot us an email. We're more than happy to bring an order to the show for you. So that way you guys are getting exactly what you need and don't have to pay shipping.
Yeah. Because shipping
I'm putting that
these
email.
days.
Yeah.
I ordered something today. It was a $14 item. Shipping was $9.
Yeah, and that's just it. Like, even on our shipping, trust me, there's a lot we wish we could do, but a lot of times we're taking hits on the actual shipping charge.
Yeah.
That's why we do, we can absorb that cost when it's, an order of $65 or more, that's why we do free shipping then. But unfortunately, sometimes all you need is a couple packages of screws, and it's like, my order's as much as my shipping. I wish there was more we could do, but unfortunately, that's what they charge us. So, yeah. But
cool.
Yeah, we will have a bunch of stuff there. Dave, shoot me an email on what grits you need. I know we have some old rolls here of Great Plains paper.
I used up all mine.
So let me, I can check. Let me know what grits you need, and I will definitely check for you and let you know what I got and put it aside for you, my friend.
Orders at Dubro. In case you forgot.
And I put it in the chat. Thanks, Bradley. We very much appreciate that.
It's very kind of you to say.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's great. Like I said, this is interesting. I saw somebody posting today that they did a mixture of their own brew of glow fuel.
The only one that I know that does that is Fitz Walker from the RC Roundtable, and that makes me nervous. We do actually have a drag strip about 45 minutes from where I live, and I have never thought to go out there and see if they had nitromethane that I could purchase.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm like buying aviation fuel, it's like, well, I guess
Terry said Fitz fuel.
Yeah, Fitz fuel. Yeah, it's I mean, when I was at Nats out at Muncie this past summer with you, they had a brand there. I forget what it was. They had sponsored Nats.
Rich's Brew, I think it's
called.
Yeah,
Rich's Brew. That's it. And man, I tell you, that stuff burns your eyes when those pylon racers go up. Whew, it's some potent stuff. Goodness.
Bradley said, "Good way to meet the FBI." especially when you're soldering in your hotel room.
Yeah, when you're mixing and soldering in a hotel room.
That's too funny.
Bad ideas, guys.
Yeah. RC Barn says he mixes his own.
Yeah.
But be careful.
Yeah, seriously. At the very least, wear eye protection. That nitromethane fuel is no joke when it comes to organics. Wear gloves, certainly eye protection. Your mucous membranes will thank you. Well, other than that, Brian, I do want to give you personally a thank you. It has been another fun time for me.
Yeah.
I am so happy that you've given me this opportunity to share what I know. It's a passion of mine. I do love to build, but I love to teach what I do. And so thank you so much for making me a part of this.
and I think I speak on behalf of everybody in the chat. Thank you, because I literally, when we started this, I didn't hardly know anything about building, and now I feel comfortable enough where if I find the time, I could complete my model and go out there and fly it successfully. And not only that, but all the little, it's one of those things, and I know you preach this quite a bit. Everybody has their own ways of doing things, and it's great to learn from many builders and kind of come up with your own way of doing things. And sometimes you may not think of a way of doing something like Joshua would, or I would, or whoever. So it kind of helps that building experience be a lot easier and a lot more fun rather than frustrating and giving up on a project or something like that. So
Yeah, or doing it wrong, and then you try it and fly it and it breaks, and then you're constantly trying to
right,
reinvent the wheel. Yeah,
right.
constant aggravation. I definitely understand that. I agree. Thank you for that. I I love this hobby so much. It's such a healthy outlet for me, but
Yeah.
I've met so many wonderful people that the relationships are just tremendous, and the spirit of building too is just I know it's alive. We just have to show people that it's alive, and do it more. I think, and that's what I intend to do for the rest of my days.
Do you have any another trivia question by
I
chance?
did not prepare anything. Do you want me to think of something off the top
I
of my head?
I could have swore you had one that maybe we didn't cover in the past.
No, I don't think so.
So this is something too, Brian. Thank you so much for visiting your local hobby shop and
Indeed.
purchasing Dubro. We support the hobby shops 100%. I would much rather you guys go into the hobby shop than order it directly from us. I know there's many hobby shops that may not be around, so this is, your only avenue, so to speak. But always support your local hobby shops if you got one. That is something that us at Dubro kind of strive for, is supporting those local smaller hobby shops.
Yeah, indeed. I was just at my hobby shop on Saturday, bought some
Hmm.
stuff there,
Yep.
and called them today because I needed more stuff, and they said, "Oh, we don't have it." Ah, dang it. Too bad.
Rob is asking approximate start time for next season. I think
Don't know.
this year we started in October, right?
We did. We did. We
Yeah.
started in October.
Yeah. So it's always the fall time. So
Yeah.
somewhere right around there, October.
Yeah.
You never know. But we
Yeah, we'll
always like
see.
to put it out there before it comes up. We usually like to start promoting it a month or two ahead of time. So,
Yeah, check your model aviation.
yep, Model
Uh,
Aviation Magazine. Subscribe to the Dubro newsletter, their email newsletter. We put them in there. Watch the social media pages: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those good things.
yep. Indeed. Indeed. Well, Brian,
We got a question or no?
the question is,
We're gonna give away a set of hand sanders.
oh, a
Five,
set?
5.5, 11, and a 22.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm going to get up for this one because I want to make sure that I have it correct. I am going to unroll the set of plans here on the floor.
Okay.
And the question, if I can find it, there it is. You know, we're a whole bunch of builders here, and I do want to give one great shout out to all the people that facilitate our addiction. Can anyone, in fact, name the designer of this model? He designed, engineered, and did the plans for Midwest on this AT6 Texan.
Bart said Dave Platt.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Sorry to be so blunt, but that's wrong.
Tom Herr.
That is correct. Ding, 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 ding.
Dynamic RC.
In it to win it dynamic. Absolutely. Tom Herr, thank you so much. Don't know you, don't know anything about you, but the designers, if we didn't have these awesome guys that design these models for us, we would have nothing to do. So thank you to you as well. I think it's an unsung hero aspect in this hobby. We've recently lost another great one, Wendell Hostetler. I'm working on one of his models. So, these guys are, they're not sticking around forever. We need new guys to figure out how to design new stuff. So, if that's something that you like to do, feel free to pursue that.
Yeah, and we recently, Dubrow family recently lost Dave Gray, designer of the Whirlybird, some of the first RC helicopters. There's a lot of parts that you guys use on a daily basis that wouldn't be possible without some of the engineering and genius that was behind Dave Gray, because he designed a lot of machines here way back when that we still use present day to manufacture or assemble certain parts that you guys use. So yeah, it's yeah. Four Eyes says his son still designs, he believes. And then Terry said Tom also designed lots of small electrics about 25 years ago under the Her Engineering brand. It's good stuff.
Good to know. He was an alien aircraft too. Interesting.
Yeah. So
See, learn stuff. I learned stuff too.
Dynamic, send me an email, orders@dubrow.com, and I'll get those sanders out for you.
Good job on
tomorrow.
Your Google foo.
Yeah. But Joshua, closing thoughts on season 2 MasterClass build.
It doesn't cost you anything to be nice.
I like that. Words of Wisdom by Joshua Orchard.
It doesn't cost you anything to be nice. When someone shows up at your flying field or your club field or at an event in the coming days and months when we all begin to thaw out again, be nice and make a friend. It doesn't cost you anything. It's going to be good times.
I like it. Keep building, everybody. We appreciate all you guys tuning in every other week. And Terry said never challenge Dynamic RC on any subject regarding RC history. He's a human encyclopedia.
Hey man, I will give it out for Dynamic RC. Posted something today on social media. He did a bang up job, buddy, painting that pilot. And he gave me and you credit for the first season MasterClass where he finally felt confident to paint pilots and follow instructions and stuff, and did a really great job. So, hey, there's always room to grow. Always room to grow, even if you're a walking encyclopedia.
I like it. Rick and everybody else, if you're ever in the northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin area, please stop by Dubrow. Pick up some parts. We'll give you the 2-cent tour. I do have a video shot. It just needs to be edited of a current tour of the building that we videoed 2 or 3 months ago, I think it was now. I just have to edit it all together. But maybe I could go live from YouTube or Facebook one of these nights, and after everything's shut down, because it does get a little loud back there at times, and give you guys a walkthrough. Joshua can narrate and tell me the questions as they come through.
I can. Except I would be really distracted because I like machinery and figuring out how all that stuff works. So I'm going to be like drooling on myself while you do it.
Yeah. We can definitely arrange for that. But yeah, absolutely. I would do it now, but half the lights are shut off back there, and I'll probably trip and fall, and it won't be good.
We don't need the FBI to show up.
Yeah. So I love it. I love it. RC Barnes says he's still doing live streams on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern, rebuilding a Sig Cougar.
Nice.
So tune in for that. See you
cool.
at Toledo, my friend. But thanks again, everybody. We appreciate you. Joshua, you're the man, the professor himself. Thank you for all your knowledge. And we will see you guys in a few months after flying season.
Enjoy, everyone.
Maybe before then. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
One last time. Don't forget your cleaning tips from Mr. Clean.
I love you, Brian.
I love you too, buddy. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next one.